Good morning, everybody. Since everybody loves talking so much about free speech, I thought I would make a speech. Gavin Newsom actually has SB 771 on his desk right now when he flies back from his little press tour on our taxpayer dollars in New York. When he flies back, Henry Stern, California Senator Henry Stern's bill, SB 771, they will take anybody who they don't like their content in California on any social media platform, that they figure out a way to say, oh, it's that's not good content. We don't like that. And they're going to send a bill to whatever social media platform. They're going to send $1 million bill. What do you think the social media platform is going to do when they get a little invoice for $1 million? They're going to say, oh, we deleted that account. Sorry, don't worry, we're not paying that, but the account's gone. So if you don't want that to happen, please call Gavin Newsom's office in California and tell them
they're not going to listen.
So they
do not sign
sounded
SB
so
77.
annoyed with me.
Oh, I bet.
They were like, I called and I was like, hey, just want to make sure this is the office, the same party that's been crying about free speech for a week.
Yeah.
And I was like, how is this like not unconstitutional? Like, first of all, you guys don't get to choose which speech you like.
Yep.
Second of all, my account's going to be deleted in 30 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
All I do is shit on Karen Bass and Gavin Newsom for a living at this point. But I'm like, I assume what will happen. I was talking to my dad because I was like, this is like the biggest violation of free speech, period.
Absolutely.
Especially you're doing it in one state.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, what are the odds we're doing it in a state that has been so terribly run that people like him lost their homes and everything? And I'm like, so maybe this would have to do with censoring people that are starting to get to the bottom of all the shady stuff they've done. So it looks like nobody's criticizing them. And then people are so stupid. Like, obviously no platform is going to be like, yeah, I'll pay $1 million for Emily to say things.
Yeah.
They literally already want us gone. So I'm like, okay, what I'm assuming...
They don't pay you anyways.
Yeah, they don't fucking pay me anyways. Instagram paid me $14 last month after millions of views. So thanks, Instagram. But what I'm thinking is what's going to happen is obviously he's going to sign it. He's loving this.
100%.
And then isn't it going to go to some sort of higher court and it'll be shut down?
Most likely. Yeah, because it absolutely is a violation of our Constitution. Not only the state Constitution, but our federal Constitution.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and I was reading some of the comments on this bill from the legislatures. They specifically said that Spencer Pratt would not be censored. I'm like, Golden, I trust you so much now.
What do you mean he already got warnings on TikTok?
I know.
Wait, and I'm on my last strike.
Yeah, I am too, actually.
Yeah, I assume I'm going to open the app and they're going to delete me.
Yeah.
But also, I want to point out, TikTok at this point is such a far left app.
Seriously.
I actually think it should be banned.
Yeah, 100%. I'm kind of for it. I know that Trump just saved TikTok or whatever.
Why? They all hate him on there.
I was going to say, I wouldn't complain if it was gone.
No.
It doesn't do anything for me.
I think it's doing more bad than good.
100%. Yeah.
Because all I've seen from there, first of all, the only people that go viral and do well on there are super far left.
Mm-hmm.
They ban all conservatives. I mean, most of our friends have had 23 accounts, which at that point I'm like, I don't know why you're coming back after 5 accounts, but go off if you believe it's this important. But I'm like, I don't understand. There's so much harm. Like when I had to see little white girls be like, it's trending that Osama bin Laden was actually the good guy. And we read his letter to America.
Crazy
By the way,
work.
the
Crazy work.
I like TikTok for the Michael Knowles thirst traps. The day in the life of dating Nick Fuentes videos going viral are insane.
I have been in tears nonstop for the last 3 days watching these videos. Who has the time, A? And who comes up with these? Who comes up with these? I want answers. Who's coming up with these?
Who's making these thirst
trap videos and this fan fiction of Nick Fuentes, of all people?
Of all people. But it's funny how those videos are up, but then also I'm watching all these speeches from Hitler being translated into English about how he was right about everything. And I'm like, I'm not even allowed to say men shouldn't be in women's sports, but Hitler's speeches for some reason on my algorithm are all viral.
I can watch people get their heads blown off and watch literal sex on TikTok.
Yeah.
But the second I talk about the trannies...
Oh, no. And by the way...
Guns blazing.
I talked to TikTok and they straight up told me that just avoid talking about anything with the word trans in it because they're literally a protected class. I was like a bald eagle.
Yep. Yep.
I was like, so
like an endangered species.
Yeah.
You're telling me.
And I was like, that's crazy that you guys literally admit that they have more rights than we do.
Seriously.
And they're the ones constantly being attacked. So I was like, okay,
they're losing rights. They're losing rights from Republican leadership.
Yes.
In the government. But yet we're the ones getting censored when we just talk about something.
Talk about things. And also the things we say are factual. And we can be like, no, this is like in law.
Yep.
Like we're talking about.
I can back it up with data, science, polling easily.
Trump, delete that app. I don't give a what Republicans are making money on there. Go get a job. How about that? If your job is TikTok, I fear you don't have a career. Let's just get that out of the way. I fear you don't have a job. But I'm like, ban TikTok.
Seriously. But also, what right-wing influencers are actually making money off of TikTok? I'm really curious because everyone that I've talked to is saying that they don't. Although I've heard Facebook is where it's at.
Everyone is telling me Facebook is where it's at.
I was like, since when? Are just the boomers like dumping a bunch of money into
it's all
Facebook?
the old people sitting there online getting radicalized all day, and they're watching the whole video and they're clicking the link because YouTube is an older audience as well.
Yeah.
They're a smarter audience because they watch long form content. But I'm just at the point now where I'm like, ban it. Also, TikTok is so funny. I told a fat girl to quote unquote sit down, and they deleted me and gave me a permanent flag on my account, and I had to get my account back. But then I literally see videos of Charlie Kirk and Trump, and the top comment is like, can we please kill him faster?
Yeah, of course.
And it has like 400,000 upvotes, and I'm like, so this is perfectly acceptable. That's like, you either have a free speech platform like X, where all the psychos are on there, or you don't get to have just one side of the psychos.
Exactly.
So I said, delete it. The app is really bad. I think it's radicalizing young people.
It 100% is radicalizing young people. And I kid you not, I know that brain rot is like a term that Gen Z uses for these like specific TikTok videos. I think the internet seriously is just brain rot in and of itself. Yeah. Especially TikTok. TikTok is like the epitome of it.
Because you're just like this.
Yeah. I'm like,
for like 4 days.
Like straight nonstop. And it's all just garbage. It's nothing of substance. Yeah, exactly. I'm like, don't get me wrong. I'm chronically online, but I'm at least reading the news or something.
I at least can read.
I read books.
I can read.
To clarify.
I listen to Audible. I actually can't read.
But like, I see some of my friends just scrolling through TikTok, and it's just like TikTok dance after like stupid prank trend.
How about we're watching our friends in real time be radicalized?
Yeah, exactly.
We're watching our friends sit on TikTok all day, sit on X all day, and then all of a sudden have crazy aggressive ideas. Yep. And that bitch should get a job. And doesn't know what the she's talking about, but that's a whole nother topic. But yeah, we have Newsom. Sorry, we went on a tangent. We have Newsom talking about how Trump is anti-free speech. I mean, big old swing and a miss.
I banned all government censorship and restored free speech in America. We have free speech.
Around the country, efforts to ban specific books or even whole categories of books are on the rise.
CBS is canceling The Late Show with Stephen Colbert.
ABC has indefinitely suspended Jimmy Kimmel Live.
That we're going to preempt this program, we're going to black it out. Again, that's what you're supposed to do. And frankly, I think that's a good thing.
We will absolutely target you, go after you.
I should probably go after people like you because you treat me so unfairly. It's hate. Maybe they'll have to go after you.
It's funny, this comes after they literally admitted that they threatened Mark Zuckerberg, went in screaming and silenced conservatives all over. And not even conservatives, doctors, like Dr. Robert Malone with like mRNA vaccine technology. It's so funny. Then they screamed about Jimmy Kimmel. And I'm like, first of all, he's worth like God knows how much money. Like, I give a shit. Same with Stephen Colbert. I'm like, these are the guys that promoted Pfizer. They had dancing vaccines.
Yeah.
And also, they became political shows, not even late night comedy. And you know, like, no one was watching.
Exactly.
More people watch Nick Fuentes than they watch them.
Literally. I was just about to say, their ratings have been tanking.
For how? A very long time.
For a very long time. And they just decided to become these radical left political shows at the end of the day. And that's not what people wanted to watch them for. It's not news. They basically use them as a platform to say the things that the news is not allowed to say, that the left-wing radical news is not allowed to say. And it's just comedy.
It's literally, they turned into political propaganda. I mean, Jimmy Fallon was literally laughing and was like, it's such an easy choice. If you're unvaccinated, die.
Unvaccinated guy who Gobbled horse goo, rest in peace, Wheezy.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm like, huh?
I'm sorry? You're allowed to say that?
Yeah.
On public airways, mind you.
Yeah.
Like,
which has completely I think, much higher standards than like a normal like radio show would have.
Well, they
like,
should.
You're not allowed to say stuff like that when your audience is supposed to be everybody. But the irony to cry about free speech, and then as you're doing that, you're signing a paper. It's like, anyone says anything I don't like is going to be fined and deleted. It's like, I tell people, I'm like, literally, like the Democrats are just the most abusive, gaslighting boyfriend we've ever had. Everything they say we're doing, they're literally doing.
100%. Well, they're like the epitome of a toxic relationship.
Yeah.
And they just manipulate everybody. Gaslighting
Lie.
everybody. All the constituents here in California. It's just like you're lied to constantly.
About everything.
And the second that you're presented with the truth, you're now painted as a bigot or racist or whatever they want to.
Right.
Exactly. Whatever they want to label you. And then they just deplatform you.
That's what they do.
And that's just it.
Which is so funny because I said, the one thing I asked liberals, I said, can you be consistent on free speech? I said, when we are taken off, as we were for 5 years, did any of you once ever say, whoa, I feel like this violates anything? No. When it's your side, it's violation. When it's our side, you actually cheer it. I mean, they were all online laughing. This is funny. We have Gavin Newsom's wife crying over immigrants getting deported, which is so insane.
We are a country of immigrants. That is just a fact. It is who we are. And yet here we are watching families be targeted, watched, hunted, farm workers being chased across fields. These are some of the hardest working people on earth, and they literally feed the nation. Shame on this federal administration for doing this. Shame on them for choosing cruelty, for terrifying families, ruining children's lives just to make a political point. Whose interpretation of Christian values is this? What happened to being the party of family values? This shouldn't be about politics. This should be about people, their well-being, our shared humanity. If you could see these families, hear from them, these moms, their children. Today I heard from community members who have lost loved ones to suicide because of the trauma and pain being inflicted on the immigrant community. If you looked into their eyes, you would understand, you would feel it.
Literally.
You would know this was wrong. We have to do better.
We have to do better.
You know, right after that video, she was like, don't touch me, Peter.
Yeah.
she's like, oh, like in her heels. She's like, they're dirty now. She's like, this is almost like when the Palisades was burning down and she was like out with her Birkin shopping, which is like the funniest thing as people's literally lives are
being ruined. Yeah, exactly.
And old people are like dying, being burned alive in their homes. And she was legitimately out shopping.
Yep.
Oh my God. Look, we have a video of a California homeowner who was fined by Los Angeles after their house burned down.
What would you say to the mayor after learning all this?
I'd give her my weed whacker and ask her to do it herself. See if she could handle it.
Do you think she understands what you're going through?
I don't give a really. I wouldn't have the patience to talk to someone like that.
You start to come back. You start to figure it out, right? A little time passes. Mm-hmm. And then you get something in the mail.
So, yeah, we get this notice of noncompliance from the City of Los Angeles Fire Department that says, sorry that your house burned down, but go clear your brush or you're going to be fined $750. And if you don't do it, then we're going to do it, and then you're going to have to pay for our crew to do that.
When you first read that,
I laughed.
You laughed.
I thought it was a joke.
Mm-hmm. Wait, where are they sending the mail to if their house is
down?
Like,
where were they 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 6 months ago, if they were that concerned?
First of all, it's the city's responsibility to clear brush, which they actually purposely went out of their way to not do, which is very interesting. Let's be real, nothing about these fires seemed even relatively natural.
No.
What a perfect storm for everything to happen, especially when you drive through. You're like, this is not a natural fire. Fires do not just sweep through and burn every house directly to the ground, but then all of a sudden skip your neighbor's house, which is weird. But it's crazy because I'm like, first of all, where are you guys even leaving these? Like, are you just like tying a rock to it?
Right. Like, where are you sending these to these people? Because you burned their houses down. They have nowhere to live because of your policies and your negligence. So where exactly are you sending these fines to them?
Crazy.
What?
And then saying, if you don't do it, we'll do it and fine you.
Yeah.
But you know why this is the censorship thing I think is so big right now? I think because Spencer Pratt is going after these people publicly and exposing how genuinely shady and corrupt it is.
And making a lot of headway. A lot of headway.
More than anyone else.
100%.
And he's been really good about it. He's like, legally, he's done it in a very respectful way. I wouldn't be that respectful.
He is. I don't know if he's doing, I doubt that he's doing all the research independently, but like him and his team killing
are
it.
on top of it.
They're really, really crushing it. But like, I've heard a lot of people ask me if he was going to run for governor. I'm like, I haven't heard anything, but he should at this point.
But he should.
He should at this point.
He should. He would get things done.
Crush it.
Yeah. The fires are, like, when you drive through, like, it's real. And also,
it's devastating.
They're telling them to clear brush. Is that brush not extremely toxic?
Yeah, it is. That's the whole problem. We still have toxic landfill running into the ocean.
Oh, the water here's fucked.
It's awful. Yeah. But like the land, and for feet under the surface level is all completely toxic because of the fires.
So they ruin the air, the land, the water. And then they're going to be like, I know you've lost everything, which most people take.
So now we're going to give
home.
you cancer for years and years and years.
Well, that's the thing. We're not even talking about the health effects. Yeah. Like, I've talked to people in wellness, and they were like, you're talking, like, the air you were breathing in, because I was stupid and didn't leave town, which I should have. And they were like, we're talking, like, post 9/11.
Yeah. Yep.
And I know because my throat was messed up for weeks. And I think I had to take, like, NAC and all this stuff. So all the cancers these people are going to end up, you know, eventually getting and dealing with. And thank God Adam Carolla was really good when he was speaking out around the fires.
Yeah.
But the irony of introducing this free speech thing right as Gavin Newsom might have responsibility, and Karen Bass as well, which, like, the fact that you just happen to not be in the country.
She was in Ghana, I think it was. Why were you in Ghana?
Why?
For what reason? Also on taxpayer dollars?
Yeah, I was like, that's what pisses me off. I'm like, is that our bill?
Like, I think she was attending, like, an inauguration in Ghana, if I'm not mistaken.
What?
Thank you. For what reason? For what reason? You have a duty to serve Americans. I don't know, and she shouldn't be.
I was like, she shouldn't be.
She shouldn't be.
We need a white Christian man to run this state, to run this city. Rick Caruso, you are our only, I don't know if you're Christian, might be. You are our only hope. Maybe you're Jewish. That's great too. Nothing against beautiful. You are our only hope. Please, God. Well, this is a friend of ours.
Steve Hilton too.
We have a video of Steve Hilton exposing Prop 50 as being funded by George Soros, the
go.
devil himself. We like Steve.
We love
Guess
Steve.
who is now teaming up with Gavin Newsom in his illegal, unconstitutional, corrupt scheme to silence Republican voices in California, to cheat, to rig our elections with this gerrymandering Proposition 50. George Soros, yes, George Soros, now putting tens of millions of dollars into Prop 50 to silence your voice in California. It's not enough for Soros. Look what he's done over the years, supporting violent riots, BLM, woke madness that's corroded our country in so many different ways. Now he wants to silence you in California and take your voice away, your representation away. We cannot let that happen. We've got to stand up to Soros and his schemes. We've got to defeat Prop 50.
I hope he has a chance of winning.
I do too. I love him. I don't understand why he doesn't have a larger following even yet. I mean, I know that a lot of people are concerned over the, like, newly American shtick, but, like, let's be real, guys. He's quite literally the catalyst of the American story. Yeah. Like, a Brit fleeing a tyrannical British government, coming to America for a new life and to build a better life for the people. Like, I don't know how much more, like, American in that sense that you could get, but I mean, Steve's great, and he's exactly right on Prop 50. Prop 50 is ridiculous, and, like, that's quite literally the whole point of it, is to just silence Americans' votes at the end of the day. I mean, Californians voted on this twice now to have independent redistricting. Mind you, those redistricting commissions are very partisan, despite what they want to tell you, despite them claiming that they're bipartisan panels. But, like, California voted on this multiple times already, and now you're just trying to disregard the entire will of Californians so that you can choose your districts and choose who's voting you into office. Yeah.
And then also, isn't there something came out about how shady the piece of paper is? There was there's something like when you go to vote for it, they did something really shady, which is, I was saying when it came to the Trump election, it was funny because somehow, like, some of our ballots, you could literally see what you were, like,
Through
registered
them.
as. And it was like, there's so much. I mean, they're really smart in the way they go about these things because I was like, oh, that makes it so easy to throw my ballot away. I was like, that's awesome.
Of course, yeah.
But I'm just like, he's so great. And also, he's really, really intelligent, really well-spoken. And I'm also like, it's hard to elect Americans because most people here hate America.
Well, right. And especially here in California.
Yeah.
Like, if some outside source is wanting to come in and actually restore California to American values and an American way of life, I am all for it. All for it. Because guess what? We have plenty of electeds in the federal government that are certainly not for the will of the American people and for everything that this country was founded upon. I mean, let's talk about Rashida Tlaib. Let's talk about Ilhan Omar.
I talk about them a lot. Ilhan Omar is my least favorite person in America.
The planet. Currently. It might change. There's lots of competition.
What's up? Because Steven Crowder is saying, like, I have receipts. She married her brother. And I'm like, what's going on with that?
Yeah.
I don't understand, like, how you can only speak negatively about America but hold representation here. I don't understand name one thing. Name one other place where they would tolerate that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, besides maybe the UK.
I am all for it being a requirement to renounce citizenship of other countries, at the very least, to serve in government here. At the very least. I mean, it's just ridiculous. You simply cannot have allegiance to two countries in the same way.
No.
Like, there is a hierarchy. Exactly. Like, you might have favorability towards multiple countries, rather. But you cannot have allegiance to multiple at the same time. They take a hierarchy.
Serve two.
Exactly. Like, they take a hierarchy, right? Like, you might have favorability if you immigrated from Britain, whatever. You might like Great Britain. But if you move here, you chose to come here. Your allegiance should be to America and not Great Britain anymore.
Which is what Steve is doing.
Exactly. And I'm actually, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm pretty sure he did renounce his British citizenship. I think.
Okay.
I can't confirm, but I'm pretty sure he did.
That's the thing. I'm like when they're talking about, I'm like, so go to Somalia. Like, you cannot hold a place in government and talk bad about it here while saying everything's great there. And then she says this is like third world hellhole. And I'm like, that's literally a third world hellhole. Yeah,
you fled a third world hellhole to come here, and now you're trying to tell us that we're the bad guys. I'm
and then
really
make
confused.
it like that.
Exactly. Well, that's the whole problem, is that, I mean, if you talk to enough, I mean, my family on my dad's side are pretty much all immigrants. And they came here because they wanted the way of life that America offered them. You talk to enough immigrants, especially those that came here legally, they love America. They love the principles that it has to offer. They love the freedom. They love the opportunity. They don't want the hellholes, the communistic, socialist hellholes that they fled from brought over here. They just
don't want to live in Mexico, Syria, Afghanistan,
Venezuela. They don't want that. And we shouldn't either. We just are so privileged to have never experienced anything like that we just don't know.
Well, that's the left. They don't.
Exactly.
It's so funny. They're like, they say Republicans are like uneducated and don't travel. And I'm like, well, why don't you just like go to all these places that you claim love so much?
Right. Yeah. If America is not the greatest country on earth, go find me another one and move there. Like, do it. Who's stopping you?
It's the famous interview was at Gavin McInnes where she was like, actually, there's lots of places that function better than America and they're happier. And he was like, what places?
Where?
And everywhere she named was 100% white population.
Yeah. Yep.
And he was like, I don't think this was the argument you were really
wanting
trying to make here.
Exactly.
But it was very funny. We have a video of Newsom saying he's never used the term Latinx, but we have evidence.
I remember that.
It's one of the stupidest. Like, what are
so stupid.
And then also it's like not even just this. He went back on the transgender sports thing, which he's flip-flopping on.
Yep. And like the minor sex
not one
changes.
person ever in my office has ever used the word Latinx.
So can we finally put that to bed?
Yeah,
we agree.
but where did that even?
No more Latinx, everybody.
Well, I just didn't even know where it came from. I'm like, what are people talking about?
But there was a person who used Latinx. It was actually a really important person. It was him. Right?
These
are minor shifts. These are progressive issues that Gavin Newsom used to champion until fairly recently, and now he's not just walking away from them.
Really important.
He's sort of acting like they were never legitimate.
I love how
talking about Latinx
I loved
in
it
the first place. But let's take Latinx. We did find somebody who used it repeatedly in his office. Let's take a listen to that.
I hope we can really paint a picture in terms of our consciousness of how impactful this has been on the Latinx community. The Latinx and Black communities. You've got politicians that are banning not assault rifles, but the word Latinx. They're not even serious.
Talks about it 9 times. It's funny because he talks about it multiple times, and it's out of
and then
his
I
own
never
mouth.
said that.
Never said that. We were saying, like, me and my dad were saying, what we think with him, why he's really good at obviously lying, but he's really good at memorization specifically.
Yes.
Which makes it a lot easier to lie, which is why I think when he does it, he's very smooth with it.
Yep.
And even when there's like evidence and data, he's still like, okay, whatever.